Hi, in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 types of non-chord tones commonly used in the tonal period. Then we'll look at how to add them appropriately in box chorales. You will find this kind of questions in ABRSM Music Theory Grade 7 exam. Let's get started. Non-chord tones is equivalent to non-harmony notes. We'll look at 7 types. Number 1, passing note. Number 2, auxiliary note. Number 3, appoggiatura. Number 4, anticipation. Number 5, changing notes. 6, suspension. And number 7, retardation. First of all, let's look at passing note. It must be in between an interval of a third. The blue balls are chord tones, and the red balls are non-chord tones. So either accented or unaccented. If it falls on the stronger beat, it is called accented passing note. If it falls on the weaker beat, it means unaccented note. It can be either going up or going down. Chromatic passing note can be used between a major second. For example, the 4th note go to the 5th note, fa, sol in major key. Then we can insert the fa sharp, fa, fi, sol, like this. Double passing note can be used between a 4th, the 1st scale degree to the 4th scale degree. We can add the 2nd and the 3rd. If it is in major key, it sings as do, re, mi, fa. The second type, we will look at auxiliary note. Auxiliary note must be between 2 repeated notes, either going up by step or going down by step. It can also be called lower auxiliary, like this, upper auxiliary, or chromatic auxiliary if we add sharps or flats. It can be on the stronger beat, accented, or on the unaccented beat. Next, we will look at appoggiatura. Appoggiatura always falls on the stronger beat, which delay the chord tone. It's like shooting a basketball and then resolve down. By leap first, falls on the stronger beat, and resolve by step. Up by leap, down by step. Sometimes we'll find that the directions are reversed. Can be down by leap first, then resolves upwards by step. Anticipation always falls on the weaker beat. It is usually a shorter note right before the chord tone. Da, da, dum. These two must be the same note. Changing notes, also known as cambiata in Italian. It consists of 2 notes, either between a third or between 2 repeated notes. So the 2 changing notes is usually a third apart. This one looks like a passing note between these 2 chord tones, and then the second note looks like an appoggiatura or reverse direction. If the 2 chord tones are repeated, changing notes looks like one lower auxiliary, and then the second one looks like an upper auxiliary. Escape tone in French is échappé. It steps up or down and then leap to the opposite direction. It always falls on the weaker beat, up and down, down and up. Now comes to suspension. There are 3 important terms that help us to remember the shape of this suspension: preparation, suspension, and resolution, abbreviation PSR. S is the dissonance, and it's the suspension. It is always prepared by a previous note, which is from a chord tone. After that, resolve step down. If it resolves step up, then this suspension will be known as retardation. This is a question taken from ABRSM Grade 7 2021A Question 2. Students are to decorate this chorale melody with non-chord tones. There are some clues given, but let's look at the question and use a pencil to mark out all the possibility of adding a passing note or non-chord tones. Alright, here is the first draft. we can always come back and make amendment later on. Let's look at the given part. Here is the first phrase, which is given by the question. We do a little bit analysis so that we can get a clue of how to decorate the melody later on. I mark all the non-chord tones with a bracket for analysis' sake and jot down the abbreviations like passing note, accented passing note, passing note, passing note. And this one, initially the D is omitted. So the question prompts us to put back the D and then later on add an F sharp to make the last quaver beat a passing chord. Then the final one with a passing note. On the second line and the third line, there are some little hints with quaver movements or a longer note value, some prompt of passing notes. So I have done this and you can check with the original copy. See how we can add passing notes. In here we have the F, E. Since E is a non-chord tone, we can add another accented passing note to join the C together. So these are all by steps. And we can say the middle two quavers are double passing notes. Or the first one is unaccented passing note and the second one is accented passing note. This is quite a characteristic in Bach's chorale. Then within the third, we can add passing note. And in here, to make the quaver movement consistent, the question prompts us to make the bass note move to a subsidiary harmony note. Subsidiary harmony note actually are chord tones, but it is just falling on the weaker beat. Then this E flat and B flat will delay and add an accented passing note before the chord tone G. Then the next bar, we have several passing notes when they have a third apart. Then the last beat, we can add both passing notes for tenor and bass. Now come to the first beat of the last line. This G becomes a dotted crotchet, so it prompts us to delay the F sharp. That means we have to change the note value of this original note. Then we have passing note, subsidiary harmony note. This is to avoid parallels. We can see that if we don't add this C, there will be a parallel fifth between the soprano and the bass. So there is a need to add one more note here. Towards the last phrase, we still have a lot of passing notes. And then prompted by the quaver movements, we can continue to do quaver movements in the bass. Parallel thirds are harmonized sound, so we can use it. Then at the end, there are two double passing notes again. Then the top note, we have passing notes, which is a parallel 6. The final bar, we have a D to F, which is prompted by the question. That is to delay the chord tone E flat over here. And also at the end, you can change the note value to a dotted crotchet, then delay the C as a passing note. All right, let's listen to the sound of these two versions. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful or interesting, please subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.